Hey, what's going on, chess lover? This is Maurice Bishop, and today I want to show y'all a bullet chess game that I played against joselinarez. I guess that's how I say it. I don't know, but this is something that I do play in tournaments, and I definitely had a good amount of wins. Actually, not a good amount, a lot of wins playing on the Smith-Morra Gambit, which is pretty much what I play in this bullet game, and it still works. Um, but yeah, without further ado, let's actually get started. I was white and he was black, or she. It sounded like a girl name, so I could have been playing against a female. But C5 is what was played. Knight F3, Knight C6, D4, C catches D4, then C3. I don't take the pawn back. I just go C3. He or she. I'm not sure who this person is, but Knight catches C3, E6, Bishop C4, A6. I go Queen E2. Uh, D6 is played. Then Bishop B3, and I go Bishop B3 because I was anticipating this B5 move or whatever. So which is what I was doing. Queen C7 is played, and I cast the queen side. B5 finally played, and I go Rook after D1. Getting this Rook D file and everything, things like that. But also, I'm threatening Knight D5, which is a knight sacrifice, but it's a y'all see what I'm talking about. Bishop B7 is played. I go Bishop F4. As you can see, with this nice diagonal, this D pawn can't move because of this bishop that's pinning this D6 pawn. So it's making it pretty weak and everything. That's my target. Knight E5 is played to block that. I go Rook A to C1. Again, getting my other rook in the game with this Rook C1. Also threatening Knight D5 as well. So it's pretty crazy. Um, Queen B8 is played. Wanted to get out of the C file because my rook was on there, and I automatically go Knight D5, which is what I love. I love sacrificing pieces, man. But also, it's something that I study with, or not study with, but I wish or whatever. But it's a lot of games I looked at of Emery Tate. Now Emery Tate didn't play the Smith-Morra Gambit or anything, or he probably did in the past, or whatever. But the book that I read from his games, like his life and games or whatever, I haven't seen nothing like him playing the Smith-Morra. But he did had a lot of Knight D5 ideas against the Sicilian or whatever, and I inputted that in my game or whatever. So and just to give y'all a quick reference, when you analyze your games and you study your games, like you want to actually think of strong, or you kind of want to play a game, or not really play a game, but you want to think how a strong player thinks or whatever, things like that. And when you analyze a lot of the games or whatever, you want to think how they think or whatever, and then like get the ideas of how they play and things like that, which is what you want to do. So that's what you want to do. So in this, E catches D5, E catches D5, and then F6 is played, and then I go Knight D4. And I go Knight D4 because his light squares is weak. As you can see, I got Knight C6, I got Knight E6. It's pretty dominant, and this knight is not going to go away at all, which is pretty crazy. So Knight E7 is played, and then I go Knight E6. It's not like you could just sacrifice this pawn because I'm gonna just take back. I'm gonna just win a piece back. Pretty much. And this king is not gonna be able to castle because this knight is on E6, and you're not gonna be able to chase this knight away unless you go Bishop C8. But then I got Knight C7 check, forking the king and the rook, as you can see. So Knight G6 is played, and I go Bishop catches E5, Knight catches E5, and then Knight C7 check, uh, King F7, and then Knight catches A8. I take his rook. He goes Bishop catches A8, and then I go F4. And just look at this. This rook is not in the game. This bishop, dark square bishop, is pretty much as a bad bishop, which is pretty much why I took the rook automatically. because number one, this pawn is blocking this bishop from getting any activity. This bishop is a bad bishop, and this rook can't get in the game at all. Can't get in no fouls at all. And this bishop is also considered a bad bishop because my pawn is blocking his pathway, and it's nothing that he can really do to get open with that. And then on top of that, I am threatening the knight on e5, which my e5 is very strong because I have a pawn on d5 and I'm already threatening queen e6, and I got a light square bishop as well. And this is a little tip for y'all. If you have a king that's like already open or whatever, and you have um like if your bishop is on the same color as the king square is, then this is pretty much a factor that you can actually start an attack and you can really do some damage or whatever, and you'll find some mating tatter some from you'll have some mating patterns or whatever, which is what I'm trying to say. If your king is on the same color as your bishop or whatever, things like that, and if you have an open file, not just a rook open file, but open file that's next to this king as well. So just always remember that. Just look at this position. You have a rook open file on the c file, but also my open file is with my queen is on e file and it's close to the king and everything. And the fact that this really works because this bishop, like I said, this bishop is a bad bishop. This rook is not getting the game, and this bishop on a8 is definitely not getting the game at all. So you really have one, two, and three pieces that are inactive. You can't do anything about. Which is why, yeah, and the crazy part, I'm down a piece. You know what I mean? Like I'm down a piece, so it's like you know, ain't really nothing you can really do with this position. So this is why I like the Smith-Morra game. A lot of people like, they like, oh, I can refute it or whatever, things like that. But you know, it just ain't gonna happen like that. So, but I go f4. I'm about to win on the piece back, and which in retrospect I'll have a bigger advantage if I get that knight. But knight c4 is played, then I play queen e6 check, and then after this is pretty much all over after this. On King G7, Bishop C2 check, and then he goes on King A6, and then I go Queen H3 checkmate. So again, y'all, if I like the Smith-Morra Gambit, like I said, it's definitely. And then the crazy part when it comes off, like y'all probably used to. Let me put it like this. I gotta show this because a lot of y'all are probably used to the whole scenario C5. Obviously, it's not gonna let me do it, y'all. I don't think it is, because of my internet. But in other words, y'all, the whole scenario is E4, C5, D4. C catches D4, C3, D catches C3, and then knight catches C3, and that's pretty much the order of the Smith-Morra Gambit. But the whole point that I'm making is how y'all just saw in this game, with the E4, C5, and knight F3 and knight C6. I didn't do the whole D4 and things like that. I did knight F3 exactly as if I was actually about to play his position, like, the Sicilian defense. With D4, C catches D4, and then C3, which kind of mess up his mind. D catches C3, and then knight catches C3. And now he's going to play it like he always usually play it or whatever, but this probably could have took him out of his game. After Bishop C4, A6, Queen A2, D6, Bishop E3, Queen C7, then Castle. You know, I'm pretty much good. B5 and Rook D1. Um, Bishop B7. Bishop F4. Knight E5. Rook AC1. Queen B8, and then knight D5. So, and like I said, and y'all probably like, how did you even figure out this type of move or whatever? Well, I figured this move out because I figure if he takes this knight and everything, and I take back with the E pawn, I know that I'm gonna have a nice knight, you know. For instance, as y'all can see, if he takes a knight, I already envision the knight d4 and then the knight c6. But also I was envisioning, after the knight d4, maybe taking bishop f4 and then f4. Again, this bishop is inactive. This rook here is definitely going to be inactive. And then also I was looking at this bishop on the light square, which is also inactive because he can't break through because I have a powerful rook c file. I have a rook on d1 that's actually supporting his d file and everything. And then once I get this knight d4 in the game, it's just crazy or whatever. So, but my thing is when y'all play the game, you have to visualize, inactive pieces. You want to make moves where your opponent's pieces are inactive. You want to make their pieces become a bad bishop or a bad knight or a bad rook or whatever, things like that. If you can get two or more pieces out to be a bad bishop, then you have a strong attack and you have to take the initiative, and which is pretty much what I did. So, again, I hope this helped. If you like this video, please like, please share, please comment. Let me know what y'all think about this game and whatever. And also, don't forget to subscribe, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace.